How are we doing, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Unwrapped podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ed. I speak English.
Peter, I speak Pol-English.
Yeah, Ponglish. He speaks.
Ponglish, you can say.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of love off the first couple of episodes. So thank you very much again. Always want to start with thank yous and gratitude. I think it's just the right thing to do. And obviously, if you do like what you see, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and be nice that way. And talking of starting, we're going to talk about starting the day today, aren't we?
Starting the day.
Starting the day.
How, the best way how you can start off the day.
Yeah.
Do you have, it was very, very popular recently for the last, I would say probably like 4 or 5 years. Create the morning routines, set up the perfect pace for the day if you want to have the shit done. What I mean by that is like you had a lot of these gurus which would tell you have to cold plunge, you have to journal in the morning, you have to read the book for at least half an hour in the morning, then you have to drink 7 fucking matchas, and then you are ready to start working.
And I think that there's a guy, is his name Ashton Hall, who tapes his mouth when he's asleep and rubs lemon water on his eyes and like, just fuck off, mate. Like, like do me a favour. Like,
that was a weird trend.
Yeah, it was a weird. Yeah, but loads of people were jumping on it. Like,
yeah, but that was only a trend, I think. That was like he made shit loads of money off that. He's been invited to the podcast. Yeah. Don't take away from him. The guy looks fucking amazing.
Oh, he's in fantastic shape. Yeah, he's an absolute machine.
And looks like he got a fucking successful life,
yeah.
I would say. Looks like, at least. Because you can't fucking believe and trust what you see on the social media. But all this fucking trend was just, I think it was more of a laugh.
Yeah, and do you think he really does that?
I think he might be weird and might do
it. Yeah,
there's shitloads of weird people.
He sleeps upside down in some sort of special sleep bag or something.
Maybe hanging himself
like
on the fucking legs.
Yeah,
something like that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I tried to take my mouth, it'd rip my beard off. I couldn't do it.
Mate, like.
Although I think Katie'd like if I take my mouth because I snore like a walrus.
It's weird because I tried to have kind of routines and kind of, better. That's why I bought Whoop.
Yeah.
I bought Whoop, because my shed was sleep. My shed was sleep.
Your shit was sleep,
My English, my sleep was so shit. So I bought a Whoop. I'm like, I'm gonna find out how my sleep is going. Mate, there's no difference. I sleep shit now. Now I just know it.
Yeah, no, it just confirms that you sleep as shit.
Now I'm checking. Like I had a shit sleep. And I just checked my app. Yeah, you had a shit sleep.
Do you know there's another really good device that tells you if you slept shit, and it's called your brain. And if you wake up tired, that's a pretty good indicator you've had a shit sleep. And if you wake up feeling fresh, you've probably had a good sleep.
Yeah,
Do you really need a watch to tell you?
I would say that makes sense on the regular days.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, like sometimes you got these days where you're going to bed and you got something next day to do which you are very excited about. These days, when you're going to sleep, like for example me, I cannot fucking sleep. You know what I mean? Like we're doing a vlog tomorrow. We're going somewhere up north and we're doing this videography and this stuff. I can't fall asleep. My sleep will be shit. But I will wake up after 2 hours and I won't even think about being tired.
Yeah, because you're buzzing about what's going on in the day.
The adrenaline is so high,
Yeah.
And like I'm so let's go.
Yeah.
So definitely as you said, like especially like bodybuilders see that a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think bodybuilders can see that even more than normal people, because normal people got a lot of variables throughout the days or weeks. They eat different shirts every day, they sleep different, they drink, they do this and that. When it comes to bodybuilders, every fucking day looks fucking same.
Well, it's regiment, it's Groundhog Day. And it's funny because it kind of links back to the Ashton Hall thing with his routine and the more, some people wake up and journal and mindfulness and look out the window drinking their matcha tea or whatever it is they do. But we take the piss out of it, but ultimately bodybuilders are doing a similar thing with a routine. You know, we go to bed at much the same time, we get up at much the same time, we train at the same time, we eat at the same time, we eat the same things day in, day out. It's all about routine and consistency, and that's what gets us the results. So in essence, we're doing the same thing. It's just we don't necessarily brag about it because that's just our life. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like,
you didn't start to doing it because of the new trend
no, I
that
started
been
doing it
here for
because
the last
that's
years.
the life. Bodybuilding's a lifestyle. It's not just a sport. So you need to live bodybuilding to be good at it or to be half good at it. So you just do it. Like it just becomes a part. You know, like waking up and like Arnold Schwarzenegger says it. Like when somebody said to him, "Why do you go to the gym every day?" And he's like, "Well, why do you breathe every day?" He's like, "Because that's just a part of what I do." Obviously, I'll paraphrase that, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah, I know exactly what
we
you
just
mean.
do it because that's our lifestyle.
Yeah, but also
So
like you can see that's not a fucking trend, because
no,
in the times when Arnold was a bodybuilder, they were doing exactly the same
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah,
They were doing exactly the same shit
yeah.
what now bodybuilders do.
Yeah, routines may have advanced a little bit from then till now, but in essence, yeah, it's the same thing. Eat 5, 6 meals a day, weigh your food, sleep at the same time, shit at the same time, train at the same time. It's boring, but that's what we like.
Do you have any like kind of morning routines? Like obviously, I'm not talking about planning your meals and all that stuff, because
Yeah, that's
that's your
just standard. Yeah,
standard shit. But do you have like you
like
have
a
to wait,
ritual.
you have to yeah kind of wake up, put left leg first on the ground, and then go to the garden, lay on the grass for the
To
12
earth
and a half
yourself. Yeah, you
minutes.
got to
Yeah.
ground yourself.
Do you
Yeah.
have anything like that? Maybe
Nah,
no.
nah. To be honest, I couldn't think of anything worse. Like my alarm goes off in the morning at 4:45, so 4:45 I get up. I mean, my morning routine. I wake up, I have a shit, I brush my teeth, I get dressed, I go to the gym. If you want to call that a ritual, you can take my supplements. If you want to call that a ritual, then that's my ritual. Might scroll a bit of Instagram while I'm on the toilet, but no, no.
But I can see some kind of pattern in there. Looks like your day is literally filled with tasks
Yeah, I'm busy
and
all the
things to do.
time.
You are busy.
Yeah,
This is what I'm trying to get on. You know, I had this last period in my life, this last couple months were pretty like they really vary. Like 1 month, 2 months I've been off work, doing literally a bit of videography, but most of the time I've been just free, doing fuck
yeah,
all, and I had so much time. And that's when people start fucking looking for shit like daily routines, morning routines. You're trying to perfect your day. Let's do whatever I can through the day, because you got too much fucking time.
yeah,
When you are busy, you don't even think about wake up and then fucking journal or
yeah.
reading the book or anything, because you are just fucking busy.
I haven't got enough time. I
Yeah.
I need 28 hours in a day. I need 9 days in a week, and I need a 50-day month. You know, and I still wouldn't have enough time to get everything done.
It's after all, look, it's all about getting shit done.
Yeah, yeah. Just get shit done. Whatever way you do it, just get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
There's no
comes
right
to
or
that.
wrong. There's no perfect method. There's no magic formula. Just get up and get shit done. And when you've done it, go to bed and then do it again next day.
Yeah, yeah.
Simple as that,
This,
isn't
but
it?
this is what I realized recently.
Yeah.
Like now, because I'm working and I also doing videography for the clients, and I also running my own channel. But I am also a host on the podcast. I just work, wake up, do editing, go to work. Literally, like on Thursday, I literally ran to your shop
Yeah.
just to give you a footage,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I ran to work.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is going on? And I don't have time to do this all small bits on the morning, and
Nah.
mixing my coffee 4 times to the right side and three to the
Yeah.
left, and like
Well, did you know if you stir your coffee anti-clockwise, you get AIDS? Yeah, real fact.
oh That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the research on it. I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
do. I will.
You'll come back next week with some actual facts. You'll find something that backs that. There'll be some dickhead on the internet that does say that's true, and you know.
So, lads, we got the title for the next episode.
Yeah, well, that's our thumbnail. If you stir your coffee wrong, you get AIDS. That's the thumbnail title, isn't it?
that would be so fucking interesting. It's funny thing because while we talk about that, these things, like I got something in my head that I have to get rid of. To be honest, I don't know why, but recently, for the last 3 weeks, all my adverts on YouTube or Instagram or everything, it's all about fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say fucking Jesus, but about Jesus, and I'm not
Blasphemy.
sure why. I'm not
Yeah.
sure why.
Well, it's Christmas, isn't it? It's like.
But it's never been like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell is going on? Is that the freaking sign?
Maybe, yeah. But then
Anyway.
you're not allowed to talk about Jesus at Christmas anymore, are you? But that's a different podcast for a different day.
Oh man, Christmas and all that. I just read recently that HSBC Bank bans.
Yeah, ban Christmas jumpers. Yeah, I've seen
you've seen
that.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
What the hell? Do you think it's a part of pulling Christianity down?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about religion to even be able to comment on that. I think it's just about being woke, isn't it? And that's what it is. It's the woke generation. They don't want to offend anyone because everyone's a fucking melt. That's all it is.
When
Yeah.
it comes to woke, do you think? Because it was really fucking popular and all that bollocks recently, but now we kind of going down on this topic. It's pretty quiet recently, isn't it?
I don't know. There's still a lot of bellends out there, mate.
Oh yeah, there always were.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to be, and now
Yeah, it's just they were more in
and
your
there
face.
will be a
recently.
lot of fucking
Yeah,
people who just got too much time. Let's call them.
yeah. Keyboard warriors normally.
Yeah, but it's pretty quiet, which I'm happy now.
Yeah.
Even on the previous podcast, we was talking a lot about this stupid fucking situation and anyway. So when it comes to the mornings, perfect mornings,
Yeah.
do you have any like routines, like when it comes to like mindfulness, maybe?
No, to be fair,
You know, like
yeah.
people are in these two groups kind of thing.
Yeah.
One are very practical workers. Let's
that's
get the
more
shit
me.
done.
I'm a practical, logical, get it done, work hard, sort yourself out. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a worrier. I don't really suffer with anxiety. I don't have that. I'm just wake up, get my shit done, go to bed. Like, so yeah, I don't. I don't journal. I don't read self-help books. I like a bit of motivational stuff. Like, like if you scroll through Instagram, you'll get like a Chris Williamson or a Andrew Huberman or some sort of motivational person coming up about, go and seize the day kind of stuff. I don't mind a bit of that, but more just it gets you a little bit hyped up.
Have you ever like tried a mindfulness? How you call them? Methods or practices or
No, I mean,
like meditating or stuff like that?
do you know what I did? I went to see a hypnotherapist once.
What? What is
A
that?
hypnotherapist. So someone that
Okay.
hypnotizes you, like
Okay.
to get into your brain. So
Yeah.
it was essentially, so when I was obese, and basically I was a comfort eating, so I was in a vicious circle. I'd eat when I was sad, so food cheered me up. But then I'd be annoyed that I was getting fatter, so then I'd get sadder, so then I'd eat more. So it's just in this
Vicious cycle, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to see a hypnotherapist, and I just ended up laughing at her. Like, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, love? And then she was like, no, you're in a deep state of mindfulness. And I was like, I ain't. I'm not. Like, like she was, it was the biggest waste of 150 quid I've ever spent. So you know what I did? I ate less and started moving more. It was weird that, wasn't it? And that cured,
did it
that
work?
cured it. Cured my disease. Yeah, it cured my disease of eating too much.
Oh, looks
yeah.
like it's been working so far.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. Yeah.
Have you seen what's his name? I'm gonna fuck this up. Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly
Yeah,
Roll.
the country singer.
Yeah. Have you
yeah.
seen him recently?
Yeah, he's absolutely smashed it.
I watched
yeah.
him on Joe Rogan
Yeah,
2
yeah.
days ago. Bro,
Yeah.
He used to be over 500 pounds.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
It was
Yeah.
a tank. He wasn't a
Yeah,
boy
tank,
anymore.
yeah.
He was like, man, like, and now, man, he looks healthy. He looks happy.
Yeah.
He looks like,
The one issue
Wow.
I see, though, he's lost it very quickly. So, not that I want to go and see another man undressed, apart from on the bodybuilding stage, as we've discussed, gayest sport on the planet. But I don't want to go and see him undressed, but I can imagine he's going to have a lot of loose skin.
oh, he has. He
I mean,
already has.
but having said that, the guy is a multi-millionaire, so he'll just go and get it cut away. Do you know what I mean? He'll go and have surgery. Once he's hit his goal, he'll just have it stripped.
That's pretty is kind of a base surgery recently, I think.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of people flying out to Turkey and Egypt
Yeah.
and Lithuania and places like that to get their skin, loose skin
I've seen
removed.
recently
and
some
tightened.
stats. I don't have the stats with me, but there was a stats of what plastic surgery, ranks of plastic surgery and the plastic, whatever you call it, ranked in Europe and in the UK. And obviously, first one was breast implants and all that stuff. But there were names which I don't even fucking understand.
You've got like
And-
the nose, is it called a rhinoplasty or something when people get a nose job?
I would have
Stuff like that,
to see the
I might be wrong,
names.
but I think it's
it
called
might
a
be.
rhinoplasty, yeah.
But there were names which I never seen, and the percentage of people who've done it in the last, I think it was like 5 years or something. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was split to women and the men. And I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Anyway, while we are on the, because obviously we have to shoot some shit on the gym, fitness.
Yeah.
When it comes to body weight,
Yeah.
right? You used to be a big boy.
I was, yeah, I weighed, so I was 26 stone.
How much pounds
so-
is it?
Oh, what's that in
Easier
pounds?
calculation for the
So-
European people.
Yeah, so 20 stone is 280 pounds. So I was about 350, 360 pounds, maybe a bit more.
Oh, so that was fucking a lot as well.
Yeah.
350 is like what, 150 kg?
Yeah, roughly 100, just over 150
150.
kilos, yeah.
Wow, you were fucking big as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people didn't notice it. One, because I'm tall.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm just over 6'3", so
Excuses.
yeah, yeah. When I'm wearing high heels, no, I am. I'm about 6'3", so I'm relatively tall, and I'm naturally broad and heavy set anyway. So
Yeah.
so people didn't, and because it crept on, it was weird. Because when I was a rugby player, and obviously I was playing at a high level rugby, so I had a level of muscle on me, but I was never ripped because, you know, rugby players, unless you're like a winger or a fullback, you're not. Like I was a forward, so we're quite stocky people. And then
Stocky people.
Yeah.
So politically
yeah,
agreeable.
yeah, just big.
Note.
You know, like I had muscly chest and shoulders and arms, but I also had a belly. You could tell I liked a beer and a biscuit. Do you know what I mean? And then when I got married, obviously things went a bit west, and I was eating. So, but I still went to the gym. So because I still trained, I kind of had that strongman look. Do you know what I mean? So I looked
Yeah.
big, but I was fat. You know, ultimately, and then when I got divorced, I then obviously went the other way and went it back in. So quick caveat to circle back a bit. Between bodybuilding and getting fat, so playing rugby and getting fat, I did a bit of bodybuilding, and then got fat, and then I've come back to bodybuilding. But then obviously the caveat is I've got a degree in sports science and nutrition, so I always knew what I was doing. I just wasn't doing it. So as soon as it came time to flick that switch, it was just like, well, I know what I'm doing. Bam, get in the zone. This is what you got to eat. This is how you got to train. Get it done. And I went from 26 stone down to 11.5 stone in like 18 months. So I dropped it very quickly. You know, 15 stone in 18 months, which is about 95 kilos in the space of 18 months.
We're living in the times of Ozempic, so it's not that quickly then.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, and I did that without any Ozempic or retatrutide or
like,
anything.
I would say like 18 months is really kind of a moderate.
Yeah, to drop
time.
close to 100 kilos.
Yeah, but obviously the weight is massive.
Yeah.
You lost a lot of weight in the
Yeah.
18 months, but
Yeah.
you know, people expect to lose like this same weight in like 6 months or maybe 4 months.
Yeah.
And you are kind of a proof that it takes time, and you have to give yourself time. Mate, I lost 20 kg in 30 days.
Yeah.
That was
It's
my
doable,
record.
yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
but mate,
But I bet
trust
you
me,
felt like shit.
I felt like
Yeah,
shit. I looked great. Don't get me wrong. Not for myself. Kind of. I hated it. Like I was too lean. I don't like to be small. I don't like to be lean and all that stuff. I like to have abs, but as we said before, abs on the skinny guy is like fucking big boobs on the fat woman.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's not real.
no,
yeah.
if you are just fucking skinny like fuck, obviously naturally you're gonna have some abs.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, while we are on this
It's
topic,
having abs at my size where it's impressive.
yeah, when you're a big boy and you got abs. Sorry.
I just happen to have myself a little set of abs. Thank you very much.
No, if you're looking good, if you are kind of keep the high weight, or how you should actually say that, because high weight is not the way to say it. If you are well built,
It's heavy set maybe.
yeah, maybe like
yeah.
if you are very muscly, let's say,
Yeah,
with bigger weight, and then you got abs on you.
yeah.
Yeah, that looks fucking impressive.
Of course, yeah. Like I'm probably just shy of 100 kilos at the moment, and I've just started my off season. But like where I've competed and between competing like 6-7 weeks ago and then competing again next year. Obviously, my aim now is to get some size on, but to keep lean. So I'm currently, I don't know, about 95 kilos there or thereabouts, so about 15 stone in English money. And I will probably push up, I don't know, close to maybe 110 kilos during the off season, and hopefully a third of that might be muscle. I don't know. Who knows? Let's see. You make a noise opening your can mid podcast. Cheers, Pete.
Cheers, guys.
And Ghost available in store, by the way.
I'm just doing an
Yeah, a bit
advertisement
of
for your shop,
advertising.
mate.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. So yeah, but I mean, the ultimate goal, look, for every man, you want to be as big as you can with abs. But like I say to any client that comes to me, like body weight means nothing, BMI means nothing, body fat percentage is what counts, really. So in terms of
In which terms?
like, so you could
What is
be,
your angle on it?
so you could be somebody like if I said to you, take body weight out of it, right? Would you like to look like Mr. or Mrs. Olympia? Or would you like to look like one of these skinny guys with abs? What would you say? Or even somewhere in between.
I would say neither. I would probably say something, like it's very popular now to say that body.
Yeah, dad
I don't
bod,
want to like
Yeah, but
not me
nowadays people's perception
specifically.
of a dad bod is still a jack gym guy.
But I think it's a bollocks
yeah.
as well. People just say
Yeah.
that because they don't want to fucking
course.
work out, and because they are in that body.
Yeah.
That's why they say that's impressive.
Yeah, you are,
No,
yeah.
it's fucking not. If you don't have to
yeah.
work for it hard,
Yeah, then you're
It's just fucking
just a lazy
impressive.
prick. But back to the point. So, like, if I said you want to pick, most men are going to pick the muscly guy. Most women are going to pick the athletic-looking women, right? But if I took the look out of it and said, would you like to weigh 11 stone or 20 stone? A lot of people go, well, I'd want to weigh 11. But that Mr. Olympia weighs 20. Do you know what I mean? So realistically, scale weight doesn't matter. And the amount of clients that come to me and they'll say, I just want to lose 2 stone. And I always, why are you putting a number on it? And a recent example, on my own coaching page on Instagram, I put up one of my clients today. We're in a phase where we're kind of main gaining. So keeping his calories at a steady rate, but still putting muscle on him. So he's actually gone up a couple of kilos in weight over the last 6 weeks. However, he's leaner and fuller. So it just goes to show that the weight doesn't mean anything, because he's actually got heavier, but he's dropped body fat. Do you see what I mean? So
why do you think people are so focused on the numbers and the scale when it comes?
That's the old news. Like, and the NHS and the doctors still work off that. So you go to a doctor, the first thing he's going to do is take your BMI, right? Now, my BMI is about 29 at the moment. So my BMI says I'm obese. But I'm not obese. I'm lean with a six pack. I'm about 10%, 12% body fat. So I'm leaner than most athletes. So, but my BMI says that, because that was made in the, the 50s and 60s based on an average white male, blah, blah, blah. Well, now we're not all white. Numbers have changed. There's no such thing as, well, the average male now is fat, to be fair. But it is just, it's just outdated knowledge, and they just haven't advanced from that. Like, you go and speak to an NHS nutritionist. Obviously, there's some great ones, but a lot of them, their knowledge is poor. Like, it is poor.
Yeah, I think BMI is as accurate
Yeah.
as fucking what I can see my age on the fucking whoop. It tells
Yeah.
me what is your age,
Your metabolic
body
age.
age.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck me, I'm 21.
Yeah.
I might start saying that I'm 21
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to start telling people I'm 21.
But
They
no,
won't believe me, but
I think the biggest problem with that is people who starting the gym or they decide to change something with their body is numbers and the scale is one of the measurables.
yeah, well, it
They can
becomes
see
an
the
addiction.
differences.
Yeah, the thing is, and again, I say, I'll go back to as a coach. We use the scale as a one single metric to track progress, right?
One of many.
Yeah, but it's not the most important. Like, so I have my clients when they check in with me, they'll be sending me photos, sending me measurements, sending me their weight. Now, measurements is obviously another good one because ultimately, if your waist is tracking down, if you're on a cut, we know you're dropping fat. You know, again, if the scale is tracking down, we know something's coming wrong. But ultimately, I'm going on visuals. Do you look leaner? You know, if you look leaner, then we're winning. Like, I've had another client, she's been with me probably, I don't know, about 6-7 months now, actually probably even a bit longer. And she came to me to cut. We've done her cut, and we're now reverse dieting her out to put some muscle on. She got lean, her abs were on show. Now, her weight, the whole cut, across the 6 months of cutting, only went down by about 1 kilo. However, her body fat percentage went down by about 7%. So,
Why is that?
well, one, she's building muscle.
Okay.
So she was building muscle.
She's
at the same,
burning but also building
yeah,
at
yeah.
the same
So,
time.
so because we structured her food, it to a way that she could still build muscle but drop fat at the same time, and her training was structured and so on around that as well. And now we're reverse dieting her out. Her weight has stagnated this week actually, but she's gone up by about 600-700 calories a day over the last couple of weeks, but her weight again has just stayed the same, and she looks leaner again, but she's still, so she's put more muscle on, she looks even leaner, and her weight has stayed the same, and yet we've put an extra 500 odd calories in her food. So today I've just put her food up again. You know, like,
So after all,
yeah. So the whole point, the long and short of it is the scale weight means fuck all.
yeah.
Unless you are like a 500-pound person, and we need to use that because, you know,
It's gonna be the easiest to see.
yeah, it's the easiest visual, because you're not going to notice on a 500-pound person, they could lose 20, 30, 40 pounds, and visually you might not see it. So something like a scale would be, you know, handy in that instance. But
That is the problem. People can measure that. They cannot see much of a difference when it comes to visually changes to their body in a week or 2 weeks.
yeah, well, we see ourselves in the mirror every day. So, and change is gradual, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
So again, hence why I get people to check in with photos. Again, my client who checked in today, who's heavier but he's leaner, we did a side by side from 6 weeks ago to today, and it's a significant difference.
In 6 weeks, yes.
in 6
but
weeks,
no
yeah.
one who are
But he couldn't see that difference. He thought he hadn't changed.
okay.
Is the point I'm making? Until
So
we've done the
he
side by
got-
side pictures,
oh,
and we're
yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
wow, like, okay, yeah.
I mean,
have
we,
what
we,
have
we, we all are. We all got body dysmorphia anyway.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
won't see as much changes.
Yeah.
But you know, the problem is what I'm getting at is whoever joins the gym or they just start thinking about changing. They just want something now. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, people want instant gratification. We live in a world of instant dopamine hits.
Yes.
And people then transfer that to all areas of their life. And that's where it's a problem.
I think that after all, the question to ask yourself when you decide to change something or you decide to join the gym and change your body or even mind, and what is your goal? Are you
Yeah.
you will be happy if your fucking numbers on the scale will change, or you will be happy when you start seeing better person in the mirror? That's is after all. Like I had this chat with my sister, and I asked her this question, like, what is your goal? do you wanna? Because she was sending me the pictures of the scale numbers,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
My sister does the same. Yeah, funny enough.
why are you sending me that? Send me your photo, your full body photo.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't get me wrong. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a coach,
Incest.
nothing like that. But
It's a game for the whole
used,
family.
I used to, like, train a lot, and I know that my from my own experience, I know how to, kind of change your
Yeah.
body. And she was sending me this picture of the numbers on the scale. I'm like, send me the picture of your full body.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, yeah, but the numbers changing. I'm like, are you happy when you look in the mirror? Yeah. I'm still a bit overweight. I'm like, are you happy or not?
Yeah.
Don't send
It's
me
a
the
simple
pictures
yes or
of
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are not happy, the scale does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't care about the scale.
And also, the scales aren't 100% accurate. You could have an uneven floor. I mean, ultimately, if you put the scale in the same place, in the same room, at the same time of day, in the same conditions when you weigh yourself, if you see that number trending down, at least, you're going in the right direction. However, that might not be your actual weight. It could fluctuate a few pounds.
Also, your weight fluctuates in the time of the day.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
gonna weigh yourself on the morning before first piss, and you weigh yourself after the last meal of the day, that will be complete.
Or you've had a drink, or
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you've trained hard that day, you're going to have inflammation around the muscle, so you're going to be heavier the next day, and things like that. And a lot of people won't take those things into account. Like, most weight fluctuations is water and fatigue. Like,
Yeah, you're not building 2 kg of muscle because you've done fucking heavy leg workout.
And also, the likelihood of you gaining 2 kilos of fat in a day, like for example, to gain 1 pound of fat above your maintenance calories, you need to take in 3,500. So say you're on a 2,500 maintenance, to gain 1 pound of fat, you'd have to eat 6,000 calories that day, right? And then, so if you're gaining a kilo, you're at 9,500. So 2 kilos of body weight, that's 14,000 calories above your body weight, your maintenance. No one's eating that in a day unless you're a competitive eater or one of these guys on YouTube. Like, so the point is, it's water weight. Like,
I made this post I think probably a year ago, and I had massive pushback on it. Yeah. I tweeted, I think, you've been working so fucking hard to get fat over the last 12 months. Don't think you can work hard now for a month and lose this fat.
yeah.
If you've been
it's
working
true.
hard to fucking gain 30 kilograms of body weight or
that
of
ain't
fat,
easy.
you won't lose it in a month.
Yeah.
You have to work twice as hard.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take you 24 months now to lose it.
Yeah.
And yeah, go on.
Like you'll get like a prime example, a bodybuilder coming off the stage, a competitive bodybuilder. Now, you see these videos all over the internet. They come off stage and they're eating their cake and their sweets and their chocolate and having a binge day because they've been so restricted for so long. And I get it. Like, I've done it. So it happens. However, at that point, your body's like a sponge, right? So you just suck all of that in, and all of a sudden, when you on your peak week before getting on stage, you've manipulated your sodium, you've manipulated your water. You may have taken a diuretic or something to flush yourself out so you're leaner and drier on stage. So as soon as you put all that back in, your weight is inevitably going to go up. It's like, I've seen bodybuilders go up 10, 20 pounds in a week. But that's not 20 pounds of fat, that's water, most of it. And they'll look a bit bloated and fuller, but it's not fat, and that can easily be pulled back off again. I would argue, come off stage, have a treat, maybe have a bit of intuitive eating the next day within reason, but then get straight back on plan, and that won't happen, as I've just done myself. But it's it's just water. 9 times out of 10, the fluctuation is water weight.
While we are on body weight topic, right? I always try to don't come across as a person who, when we doing podcasts or I'm doing my own videos or even I speak with someone, I always try to do not come across as a person who is like, literally, if you have to be lean, you have to be fucking healthy,
No,
you have
not
to
at
do
all,
that, you have to do that. It's not about that. If you go into the gym, you can be just working out because you love it. You're just working out because you want to be a bit healthy.
Yeah, not everyone wants to be a bodybuilder.
Not everyone has to have abs.
Yeah, no, of course.
You don't have to be big. Today I've been on the morning doing legs, and I've seen this older lady with the cane.
Yeah.
And she was like walking around the gym and she just moved this one, moved that one, you know. And I'm like, I looked at her and like, that's a kind of reminder for me when I say anything about the gym, just to don't come across as a person, don't look at me like I'm saying, if you're working out, you have to be jacked, you have to be this.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, not at all.
But I would say one very important thing. You should be fit enough so the weight doesn't affect your life.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, and that kind of when you get into an older age as well. But also, like one of my sisters, as we discussed on the other episode, I've got 6 sisters. One of my sisters is morbidly obese, right? And there's a few. She's autistic, and there's like a few issues like mentally that cause that as well. But all her health markers when she goes to her blood tests and that are perfect. Like her cholesterol, you know, her lipids, her heart, her kidneys, her liver, everything is perfectly within range.
Would you say she's healthy?
Do you know what it is, right? She doesn't have the healthiest diet. I mean, she lives with my mum, and my mum tries to kind of take care of her a bit and make sure she eats some good food. But she still has. She's always eating fruit. She loves fruit, right? So she eats a lot of fruit. She eats a lot of salad, believe it or not. But then she also eats crisps and chocolate and junk food. Otherwise, she wouldn't be as big as she is. But that aside, the one thing I always say to her, like every now and again, she decides she's going to go on a diet, and she'll drop a shit ton of weight, and then she'll pile it all back on again. And I say to her, look, what's the point? I'm going to ask you one question. Are you happy? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, so why worry? Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's different because yes, I'm a bodybuilder and I train in a gym which is predominantly bodybuilders. So I'm surrounded by people with some of the greatest physiques on the planet, right? So it's sometimes easy to have your blinkers on and think everyone should look like that. But I also have to bear in mind, I used to be that big fat guy as well. So I'd be a hypocrite if I spoke negatively of people that are plus size, because it wouldn't be. And I think any personal trainer or coach that does that is a dick. Like, yes, our job is to get them in shape, but at the same time, we shouldn't be criticising them for it. And I think, although I see a lot of people that are out of shape now deciding they're going to be bodybuilders, they should be criticised because that's not what the sport is. And I might get a bit of hate for that, but at the same time, like if you're not in shape to get on a bodybuilding stage, don't get on a bodybuilding stage. And if your coach is allowing that to happen, then you need to sack your coach and get a better coach. But that's again a different argument for a different day. But for general lifestyle people, just be happy, man. Like if you're happy being anorexic, not anorexic because obviously it's not good for health, but you know what I mean. As long as, like you say, as long as your health markers are within range, who cares whether you're fit or thin or muscly or ripped? As long as you're happy and healthy, is the point I'm making. That's in my eyes.
I think we slowly start crossing the line of body positivity.
Yeah, well, hold on. Well, let's a point on that, right? And this is something that does boil my piss. The body positivity movement. All of a sudden now, Ozempic and Mounjaro is out. These fuckers have disappeared. So they can't have been that positive because they've all got on the weight loss pens and now they've lost a load of weight. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there was this very famous video on TikTok, I believe. It was all over the social media. There was this girl who made a compilation of the obese people who were in a social media world. And they were running like radio stations and the channels and the YouTube channels and the social media Instagram accounts, and they were talking about body positivity. You should be happy with yourself, blah blah blah. And she made a list of these people, and every single one on the end were dead.
yeah, I've seen that video. Yeah,
And it's kind of eye-opening. That might be a one of thousands or one of.
yeah, they're all going to be unique. There'll be unique situations around these people, and these people will have been selected probably previously who already had a few health conditions. Often they've got an underlying health condition, and that's then exacerbated by their obesity. But you know, it's obviously, look, ultimately you want to be fit and healthy. You know, I've seen some bigger people that are very fit that still run, that still train. You know, they're still very athletic. They just don't really care about what they eat, and they're not about image. I've also seen bodybuilders, for example. Bodybuilding is not a healthy sport.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
we push ourselves to the extremes, whether we're cutting or bulking. We're either force feeding or we're massively restricting. And then there's obviously the enhancements that go in for those that aren't a natural bodybuilder. It's not a healthy sport. So again, I'd be a hypocrite to slate somebody for it when I'm doing something very extreme to my body. Do you see what I mean? So
Yeah, I know exactly what you're trying to say.
because purely bodybuilding is for vanity. You know, we're
bodybuilding
getting on
is-
stage to show our bodies off. It's
You see,
vanity.
bodybuilding is a different category. It's not a part of your. I mean, it's gonna sound fucking silly. It's not a part of your life. It is.
Well, it is your life if you do it properly.
Yeah. What I mean by that is being healthy or being, let's say, being fit or being obese in life. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Being bodybuilder is completely different
Of
thing.
course, yeah, of course.
That's what I mean. But also touching on that, I always say, like, if someone fucking tells me I'm working out to be healthy and I know he's on fucking roids, I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? You're injecting fucking gear,
Yeah.
which used to be used for the fucking horses and cows to build fucking muscles. Don't tell me you doing that. No, you're doing that for the fucking look.
Yeah, you're doing it to look
You're
good on
doing that
Instagram,
for ego. You're doing that. If you're doing that not professionally, I mean, if you are a bodybuilder, that's a different story. But I'm still in the circle of lifestyle,
yeah. Yeah.
not
yeah.
bodybuilding
Yeah.
as a profession.
Yeah.
If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, no, yeah, it does.
Look,
it does.
mate, it's so. For me, it's so sad. Look, I got a 7 years old boy, right? And sometimes I'm dropping him off to school or picking him up, and I see this dads or moms, which clearly you can say they are probably in mid-30s, and they are massively obese, and they cannot even like kind of move. I would say they can't move,
Yeah.
and they cannot play with their kids.
Yeah.
They cannot
It's
run
sad, isn't it?
around this, playground. What I do with my boy, and it's sad when I see something like that because I used to be fucking massive as well at some point. I used to be probably I can say obese. I've been overweighted for sure. I've been like around like 110 kg, but proper fat boy, right? And that does affect my life completely. Like I couldn't play with my boy. I couldn't tie my shoe because I was fucking getting tired when I was doing that.
Yeah.
That affects your life. So I would say, I think people should care more about their body for sure. And as I said, I'm not saying you have to be fit or you have to be ripped. Be fit enough to crack on with
Yeah,
your
to be, able
life.
to, to be able to live.
I put it another way. Don't make, that's gonna be very deep, but don't make your family pay for your fucking stupid decisions in life.
Do you know it's funny? And on that similar thing, like kids at the school gate and back when I was at school, back in the late 80s and 90s, that's how old I am. There you'd have like the fit kids, the good-looking kids, the ones that were in shape, like the footballer boys, the dancer girls, and I see some of them now, and I think, fuck, what has happened to you? It's like the reverse of the ugly duckling. Like they've gone backwards. Like they've got big bellies, they're out of shape, they're scruffy, their skin's bad. It's like life has dealt them a bad hand almost. And then I was the kid, although I hung around with those kids, being a rugby player, I was always a bit chunkier. So, I didn't get bullied, but I got a lot of shit for being fat. Like, my nickname was Egg the Belly. Do you know what I mean? So,
Okay, that's an Easter egg.
Yeah. So, and I was a chunky kid. And once I got older is when I got fat. But, I was a typical rugby build, but then now I see them, and I think now we're all in our 40s, and they look like a mess, and I'm the one who's in good shape, looking after myself. I'd say able to run around with my kids, but my kids are teenagers. Like, they don't run around; they sit on TikTok. But they, it's just weird to see it, like just how. Like, and the point I'm making is some of these parents you see at the school gates, they may have been in great shape as youngsters. Some of them may have always been fat, of course, but people tend to let themselves go a bit. You find a husband or a wife, and you think, right, well, I don't need to make an effort anymore. You have kids, and we've all done it. You cook your kids a dinner, and let's just say you've made them nuggets and chips because it's a Friday and you're giving them a treat. You've made them 4 or 5 nuggets each, and they've left 2 or 3 of them. You take the plate out to the kitchen. I'll have them, and we've all done it, right? But those calories, there's 100 calories in a nugget. That's 200 calories you've added. That you do that across a week. That's 1,400 calories. That's just for one meal. You do that across a couple of meals. That's where the weight creeps up, and a lot of parents don't see it happening.
I mean, I don't think that's the problem.
No, well, there's all various different.
I think that's
it's easy. The point I'm making is it's easy to let that weight creep on, and not realise
yeah.
it.
You definitely got a good point.
Yeah.
On when we're getting older, and when we're getting kids.
Yeah.
When we found our partner already, and you start thinking, oh, now I don't have to be in a good shape because I'm not on the dating market anymore. And then you're like, I already got a kid, all that stuff, and you letting yourself just go. But I don't think the nuggets are the problem. I think this.
Yeah, it's not just nuggets. Yeah.
These people are literally like smashing.
Yeah. But it will escalate from that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
then
that's a part of it for sure.
It's like the snowball effect. You push a snowball off a hill. Eventually, it becomes bigger and bigger and becomes an avalanche, doesn't it? And so it's the same with food. It starts with a couple of nuggets off their kid's plate, and then that turns into, well, we've had a bad day, so let's have a takeaway tonight. And then, well, we had a bad night, so let's go down the cafe for breakfast. And then there's just this vicious circle, and then they kind of get to where I was.
Losing control.
Yeah, and exactly what I did. And then you get miserable because you're fat. So what cheers you up? Food, because food is a dopamine hit. And then you eat that more food, then you get fatter, get more depressed, eat more food. And obviously then other lifestyle things hit in, you get more depressed, eat more food. Or turn to alcohol or turn to drugs. It's an addiction at the end of the day. But yeah, it does become.
Yeah, I think you got definitely point in there, because that's like when we talk, obviously you are more strict when it comes to food. You got a proper diet. You're following your diet.
Yeah,
and
I have
all
a very
that
strict
stuff.
plan. Well, I eat the same thing every day.
Yeah.
And I don't get literally every morning.
Like a dog.
Yeah, well, I made a post like this the other day. To be to get into shape, live like a dog, and it's as simple as that. Like if you've got a pet dog and your dog gets a bit chunky, you feed it a bit less, you move it a bit more, and that dog eats the same food every day, right? This is how we live as bodybuilders. When we want to cut, we move a little bit more, we take a little bit of food out, we eat the same food every day. When we want to bulk, we'll walk a little bit less, add a little bit more food in, but still eat the same food every day. We live like dogs.
Yeah. Well, what I'm trying to say is like you are obviously more strict when it comes to food. Like I'm trying to stay in this this group of keep this thinking of like regular people.
Yeah, like eating intuitively, I think.
Yeah, eating intuitively, but also keep in mind that if you're not moving and you eating shit, you will get fat.
Of course, yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Well, it's a simple equation, isn't it? Energy in versus energy out.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But, and I've got some clients where most of my clients have a meal plan and they stick to it. Like, even the ones that aren't bodybuilders, I still coach them in a bodybuilding-esque style, right? Because it works. But then I also understand that people have a life and they have children and they have social events. So I always say to them, look, as long as you give me a day or so's notice, I can manipulate your food for that day so you can still go out and enjoy yourself with your family and still live a life and still go out on a date. And, there's always ways around it. It's very different. If you're coming to me and you want to get on stage and to compete, then yes, we have to be regimented. But, I've got some clients where I literally give them a calorie goal and I say, look, eat intuitively, make sure you hit X amount of protein, fill the rest of the calories up with whatever. Obviously don't do it with all junk, but you know what I mean? But you have to have a very good level of willpower and you have to be able to measure everything accurately for that to really work. The nugget off the plate example, a lot of people would bite that and wouldn't note it down, but that's extra calories. So I always say to them, if you bite it, write it. So use a fitness tracker.
Are you using that for the lifestyle clients as well?
Yeah, I use it for 1 or 2 lifestyle clients that just.
Why I'm asking?
So some of them are so busy I would argue no one's ever too busy to meal prep, but irrelevant of that, they're very busy. They're traveling around a lot for work. It's not always as easy to prep. So for those people, I may give them a macro or calorie goal, like an if it fits your macros approach. So eat intuitively around that goal, but then they still need to track their food, and then I get them once a week to send me their food diary, so I can see. But I'm relying on them being accurate.
Why I'm asking, my question is, do you have to measure food to stay fit?
I think to start with, it's a good thing to do, purely because how do you really know whether you're in a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus unless you're weighing your food out? Like, if I said to you, right, have 200 grams of chicken in a meal, well, unless you weigh it, how do you know what's 200 grams of chicken? So you might just put I'll do a chicken breast. Well, as you know, one chicken breast can be massive, one can be small. So you can end up having 400 grams of chicken and not knowing, and at the end of the week, you're in a surplus. So you're still eating healthy, but healthy or not, you can gain weight by just eating fruit if you eat enough of it, but you could argue it's healthy. So but after a while, once you've done it, roughly, like I now know, although I still do weigh my food every day, obviously very different goals and lifestyle, so I have to, but I can roughly look at a portion of chicken and go, yeah, that's about 200 grams, or a portion of rice, or a handful of veg, and I know roughly what it is. Although I weigh everything to the gram.
Yeah, but you are a bodybuilder.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's very different.
I can
but once
see.
you've been doing it a while, you should be able to roughly know. Yeah.
I can see your point of view is very coach biased. If that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is
because that's what I do. Yeah,
yeah, so I know what you're saying, but you will have a lot of people who stay fit without even thinking what they eat. If that makes sense, I'm trying to say,
but genetics plays a part in that as well.
People who's coming to you, there are people who wanna be more strict.
Yeah. Yeah, often, yeah. They're coming. Look, people who come to me have often followed me on social media, or they speak to me in the gym, or they've been recommended by another client. So they already know what to expect, and they know they're going to be relatively regimented on a plan. So it's very different.
But their goal is different as well.
Yeah,
they
of
wanna
course.
get ripped because they see you are ripped, or your clients'
Yeah,
results.
but not all of them. A lot of people come to me because they know that I've done the fat to fit journey. Do you know what I mean? So some people just come to me because they know I've lived it. And so when they say I'm struggling today, I'm hungry, they know I can relate to it because I've done it. Do you see what I mean? So I'd say probably 80% of my clients are nothing to do with bodybuilding. Some of them don't even go into the gym. I literally just coach them nutritionally. So it's only a small part of my clients that live a bodybuilding style lifestyle. They may not necessarily be bodybuilders, but they're happy to live that regimented lifestyle. The rest of them have a bit more freedom. Because they know I've lived it and I can help them. So, but ultimately, if I could put everyone on a bodybuilding plan in terms of food and training, I would, because.
But do you have to be so strict? It like a normal person, like normal person, like
no, of course
the guy just coming out from the street, and he's saying like, look, man, I'm like 120 kg, I feel a bit too heavy, and if he asks you for an advice, obviously you will say, look, okay, that's our plan. Yeah. We're gonna start counting calories. We're gonna start prepping food and all that
to be
stuff.
coached. But if they just want a bit of general lifestyle advice, and I give a lot of that stuff out for free anyway, like just to help someone. I'd say to someone, let's say for argument's sake, at night you have a cup of tea, you eat 4 or 5 biscuits with a cup of tea, and I could easily back in the day slam a whole packet of biscuits with a.
Oh, you never eat one biscuit.
No, you can't, man. I was an absolute slut for a hobnob. But the point I'm making is if you have 10, maybe cut it back 20% and have 8, just to start with. And even then, you'll see a difference.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. But it generally, to start with, it works. But there becomes a point where your body will plateau, and then you have to then follow some sort of plan if you want to see more results. However, you might hit that plateau and be happy with where you are, and then you can carry on like that. Is it optimal? No, but then not everyone lives an optimal life. Do you know what I mean? So, if for general lifestyle, it's simple. Eat less, move more. And there's that documentary where a guy lived off McDonald's for 30 days or 60 days and lost weight.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you can do it, like Super Size Me, I think it was called, or something like that.
but
You
it's obviously not fucking.
no, it's not healthy.
Your body is fucked.
Yeah,
Your
but
intestine, your organs are
the
fucked.
point is, you
You
could
can
lose,
do it.
You could lose weight on having 10 Mars bars a day. You know,
Yeah,
again, is it optimal? No. You know, it's the same as equally the same, like having one of those. I nearly said the brand. I don't want to get in trouble. One of these meal replacement shakes that you can get online. I get they serve a purpose if you need a grab and go when you're in a rush. I get it. However, if you diet on them and have 3-4 shakes a day and a proper dinner, I would argue you're not also not healthy.
that's
but-
another part. This distinction between
Yeah,
being fit and being healthy.
yeah, yeah,
Because you can be on the calorie deficit, eating shit.
yeah,
How you call it? The food, processed food.
yeah, yeah.
You can
if
eat,
you're
eat a lot of.
hyper-processed
You
food,
can
yeah.
eat your protein intake for a day.
Yeah.
You can kind of be in the calorie deficit, eating. What did I say a second ago? Food,
Processed food.
processed food.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
how
I've got you,
that's
mate.
how my brain works.
Stick 50p in him and wind him up.
Processed food,
Yeah,
and yeah, you will keep the calories lower than you're supposed to, but
Yeah.
your body will be fucked.
Yeah,
a lot
it
of
won't like you for it.
inflammation, all that
and it'll
stuff.
affect digestion and stuff. And you've got to think like 80% of your immune system is controlled by your stomach.
Yeah.
So if your digestion's in a bad place and you're feeding that biome with bad food, that's just going to push that badness throughout your body, and your health markers are going to go all over the place. So, you know,
Yeah, but that's one point of taking it. But another point is like,
You feel lethargic and
I truly believe, if you try to eat whole foods and cut sugar down, it will be very hard for you, and you move a bit.
Yeah.
It will be very hard for you to get fat. Definitely
yeah.
get obese.
I would say a caveat to that is refined sugar, because carbohydrates are sugars.
Okay,
So
yeah.
so you want to have bread.
That's more technical now.
Yeah, but yes, refined sugars, i.e., sweets, chocolates, biscuits, cakes, ice cream, the shit.
Yeah.
Anything that's hyper processed, and anything that's hyper processed is often hyper palatable, meaning we enjoy it more, we want to eat more of it because you get that dopamine hit. You know, like you go and eat, a tub of luxury ice cream, for example, you think, well, I could put a tub down myself easily, you know, because it's so enjoyable. And quite often you can say, I would eat more than that. And this is where people start to then, because it's only often a small amount of food, but it's so calorie dense.
Yeah, you can eat just a little, and
yeah,
you can be
yeah,
full as well,
yeah.
like for a while.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm in this kind of a group where.
Excuse me.
Do I look great? No. I'm happy? Am I happy with my body? Completely.
Well, that's what goes back to the point.
Because
Yeah.
I don't have to do what I don't like.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, it's forcing anyone to do anything.
I'm eating like, if I was seeing I'm getting a bit too fucking fat,
Yeah.
I'm just
cut your food back a
intuitively
bit, yeah.
okay, I'm gonna skip this one, I'm gonna skip that one,
Like a
and
dog.
that's what I think that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, yeah.
For the normal people, you can literally see the body changes in the mirror and see like, you know what, I feel a bit heavier. I feel like I'm getting tired quicker now.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe I'm getting too big slowly, and maybe I'm gonna cut this bread on the fucking last meal or something. It just can be just very small changes, right? And then like, oh, I'm happy with that. Or if not, I might just even cut something on the breakfast. Simple as that. For the regular
Of
people,
course.
not for the people who's coming like tells to you like, I want to get on stage.
Yeah, it's very
okay,
different.
That's
Yeah.
completely different.
I'll tell you a funny story about the bread in a second. Need to go and use the toilet first, though.
Yeah, go on. All right, we are empty.
But, yeah, I've emptied my bladder. I'm an old man.
The bread.
Yeah,
The bread
so
story.
the bread. So back years ago, so when I first joined a gym back in London, a proper real dungeon bodybuilding gym, and there were a couple of, they were men's open competitive bodybuilders, big guys, and they would sometimes, their carbs would be a whole loaf of bread a day, right? And the way they would just start restricting themselves when it came into the cutting diet phase, into prep for a show, they would just each day remove one slice of bread out of their loaf, right? So across a period of time, eventually you get to the end where they're eating no bread, and they've gone zero carb essentially at the end. And then when they come out of the competing, they go back in. They would start adding a slice of bread back in.
Do you think
Right?
that worked?
I mean, in theory, yeah.
Would that work now?
Well, yeah, I mean, it would work, but I mean, how good it is, I don't know. You know. I mean, when you look back on it, you think it's genius. Like, rather than weighing your food out and go, right, you've got to have 10 grams less rice a day, they go, right, just take a slice of bread away. And if they didn't lose weight that week...
Easier to count, for sure.
Yeah. And if they didn't lose weight that week, they take another slice of bread out, you know, and then keep going until they are making progress. And that was how they were doing it. And when you look at it now, you think, you're mental. Like, if I went to a bodybuilding coach and that's the plan he gave me, I'd be like, are you serious? but back, you know, we're talking what? I'm 41. I was 17, 18. So we're talking 24 years ago. So it was a long time
2000,
ago.
yeah. It was different time.
Yeah, so, you know, and these guys, the knowledge that we have now in the sport compared to then is far superior.
Yeah, 20 years is a massive difference.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing is, these guys looked I say they looked fantastic. Back when I was a 17-year-old, I thought they looked fantastic. Whether they still look fantastic by today's standards, I don't know. But
for you, they were
yeah, at
fucking
the time,
big,
I looked up to these guys.
Yeah.
These were big, jacked bodybuilders at the time, you know. And obviously, they were 10 years older than me, so you look up to them, don't you? At that point,
Was that your first gym? You said.
that was my first. That was my first bodybuilding gym. So
Okay.
my first gym I joined was with a good friend of mine, Scott Laidler, who's a well-known PT, coaches celebrities and stuff. He worked at a local gym in Harrow, just a health club. That was my first gym I joined. And then I went to this bodybuilding gym called Blitz. It's not there anymore, sadly. But yeah, it's a proper dungeon, like to the point where the weights were rusty. There were holes in the ceiling. There was one bike and one rower. And if you went to the guy who owned it and said, I need to do some cardio, he'd go, there's a park over the road, go for a fucking run. Like, it was a proper old school, you know, like no heating. Like, you'd have to wear gloves in the winter because otherwise your hand would stick to the ice on the dumbbells.
That was my first gym.
Yeah, it was
that
like
was my experience with the gym.
Proper. But then, and then years later, when I got back into the gym and I lived in Enfield in North London, I used to go to another bodybuilding dungeon gym, which is still there, called Muscle Limits, which, by the way, phenomenal gym. So shout out to those guys. I love those guys. That's the same, like the old rickety, rattly dumbbells, like proper dungeon style inside. Yeah, I love that sort of gym. Like now, it's all about aesthetics, isn't it? Because it's for Instagram.
But would you go to this kind of a gym every single day?
Yeah, I would.
I don't think I would.
Oh,
Because
I would.
after all, like, it's okay. Like, if you would tell me, Pete, we're going for the workout to the worst dungeon you will see. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking up for it. Let's go. Once, yeah. But every day going there, like, because I got this experience my first experiences from the gym were like, the gym owner was the owner of the couple clubs in our town.
Yeah.
All the gym users were all bouncers.
Yeah, that's the same as this gym in
All
where I was.
massive guys.
Yeah, they're either bouncers or drug dealers.
Yeah,
That's-
and
they're
we're
the people in
talking,
there, yeah.
we're talking like
Or both.
2005,
Yeah.
probably at that point. Everything was fucking rusty.
Yeah.
Everything was fucked, but everyone was trying to get to this gym
Yeah.
because they want to see these guys, be around these guys, all that
Yeah.
shit. There wasn't even a counter. There was like shit like now you have to do direct debit.
Yeah.
He was coming there, and the owner, massive fucking guy, was coming to you. Did you pay this month?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. What's your name? I'm gonna check in the notes. And he got the notepad.
Yeah, that was
if you
the same
pay,
as,
they
yeah,
put.
that was the same as this gym. So you pay cash, nothing. You wasn't allowed to pay card. Everything was cash, and you could have a tab. So he'd make up the old school protein shakes. It was like drinking sand. In his
the
big
glass,
blender. Yeah, and the blender was never washed out. So if you asked for strawberry and chocolate was made before, you're getting a chocolate strawberry shake, and that's
But
it.
mate, that was the best fucking
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah, I loved
when it comes
it.
to the gym.
And you know what? Some of my greatest mates, like one unit, Big D, who's, as you know, is one of my closest friends, and most people online will know who he is.
Yeah.
He's got a huge following, and I used to train with him. my good friend Steve is no longer with him, God rest his soul, and a couple of us, and we were all doormen or worked in security of some form. And the same, a lot of the other people were in there were doormen, or they were the drug dealers that we'd throw out as doormen, but in the gym it was different, like, you know. Yeah, and I back to the point, would I still train in a gym like that? Yes. And you go into a dungeon gym like that, right, especially now where it's winter, and it's cold and damp and smelly, you've got to train hard, because otherwise you're not getting warm.
You're gonna freeze your fucking
Yeah,
ass off.
so you have to train hard, like, just to warm up. And I would argue, you go to a place like that, yes, it's a bit grimy, but you will level up pretty bloody quick.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, like I said, obviously there are few of those dungeon gyms exist, and I still, get to them when I can. But it's all about being pretty now, good down lighting, the aesthetic colours, the machinery matching the colour theme of the gym, which is fine. But where I train now is like that, which I love that gym.
When I'm going to the gym, I think like people look at me because I don't give a fuck what I wear in the gym.
Oh, I don't.
I don't give a, as long as I'm not fucking stinky, because I hate when someone is stinky at the gym.
There's no excuse for stinking. If you smell in the gym, you're a dirty scumbag. Go and have a wash.
Or another thing, what I see is people coming after work, clearly after the building site,
in their work
muddy
boots,
fucking boots, muddy trousers. I'm like, for fuck's sake, people gonna use this equipment as well.
Yeah.
And
Just bring a change of clothes in a bag.
What I'm getting at is like, I don't give a fuck what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
As long as it's clean and not smelly, I don't give a fuck what I'm wearing.
Well, you see some of the videos I put up in training. I've got a beanie hat on, like a Brian Harvey style. My t-shirt won't match my trousers. Like, I don't care.
But people
like,
are
my beard's all puffed out and frizzy.
People are very picky when it comes to that, because we live in this fucking age now.
Yeah, with the Gymshark generation.
Yeah, people want to look.
But don't get me wrong,
amazing.
I'm wearing Gymshark now, but like, it's again, it's become. I mean, in some ways, it's good. It's become fashionable and trendy to be in the gym, which is a good thing to some extent. But like, you see some girls that go in with a full face of makeup, little crop top with their boobs hanging out, hot pants with their bum cheeks hanging out, and you think, come on, girls. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh.
What is your take on that? Bouncy boobs and the fucking camel toe.
I think, but I think, do you know what, right? As I've got older, and obviously my daughters are getting older, so, my eldest daughter's 16 in a couple of weeks, and I think, would I like my daughter to be in the gym like that? Absolutely not. And I think because of that, my mindset has changed. And I look at it thinking sometimes, you're going to catch a cold, love, dressed like that. Put a jumper on. Like, I think as a younger lad, of course I'd be like, you'd be, going off to the toilet to rub one out. But like, looking at nowadays, I don't know. And I think there's so many sex pests out there nowadays as well. Yeah, I don't know. Look,
So
each to their own. If they're happy dressing like that, then you know what, good for you. And if it's going to boost your OnlyFans content, you crack on, love. But like, I personally, do I like it? No. But again, back to the point of fat and thin. If you're happy, crack on. Like, I'm not here to judge you, although I just have judged you. But you know what I mean. Like, I don't care.
My take is a bit different on that, to be honest. Because, look, I love fucking beautiful women. Like,
who doesn't?
I love when
Tell
they're
me a
walking
man that
around.
doesn't like a beautiful woman and a woman that doesn't love a beautiful man.
Yeah.
Like, of course. That's human nature.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind. But that's gonna fucking sound weird. I feel discomfort when a woman stands on the front of me doing fucking deadlifts or whatever, and fucking squeezing her fucking ass on the front of me with this
what she
fucking
had for breakfast.
small fucking leggings.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, is that interesting? Yes, it is. Do I fucking want to look at that? No. And the point of that is as well, because if I gonna look, I look like a fucking pervert.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're called out for being a pest.
And look, you look like you doing your fucking bicep curl, looking like that.
Yeah.
And then you start feeling like, what the fuck am I doing? And then what? Should I move? For fuck's sake, no. But also, I don't know. Should she wear this clothes? Maybe. It's not me to fucking judge. But I feel uncomfortable
Yeah.
being on the front of someone like that.
Yeah.
Like, should I say you shouldn't wear this? No. You should fucking wear whatever you like.
Yeah.
But there is a point why I'm not fucking wearing my underwear in the gym.
Yeah, because that's essentially what it is.
It is fucking underwear.
Yeah, if I
especially
went in,
now recently.
Yeah, if I went into the gym in a pair of budgie smugglers, I'm gonna get some funny looks, and I.
Of course.
But,
of course, and it's like even like would, for example, would your wife likes when you go into the gym and all these fucking bouncy boobs and all that camel toes are in there? She don't give a fuck, but it's not fucking nice.
Yeah, she's not gonna like it. Yeah.
But also on the other end, would you like to go to your wife, go to the gym, and there's a guy in the fucking underwear?
Yeah, training topless. Yeah, no,
Training
of course
topless.
not.
No. So that the same fucking. I'm like, that sounds silly, but I'm thinking about like when I take my wife sometimes to the gym, just do workout with me because we're just fucking enjoying it, and she's like, "Are these fucking women are here every day like that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
But maybe it's because they're a bit older, you know. Although I do see some older women dressed like that as well. Like, not older women, but people are sort of age. But, like, when Katie goes to the gym, she'll be in leggings. She'll wear a sports bra, but she'll always have a T-shirt over the top of it. Sometimes a crop T-shirt. So you might see a little bit of midsection.
But
she'll
that's
never,
not the problem.
Yeah, but she'd never be in hot pants. She'd never have her boobs hanging out. Like, yeah.
I
Well, she
think
doesn't like it.
it
but-
creates a kind of discomfort for the guys, and
Yeah.
not because they don't like it. It's because they don't know what to fucking do.
You don't
when
know
this
where to
happens.
look, yeah.
Well, you don't know.
You're right.
Like if you would try to don't look at fucking boobs or fucking ass, you would have to go fucking blindfolded.
But often these girls that are dressed like that as well, and the guys that are dressing like a fashion show to an extent, like you see guys turn up to gym with a pair of Louis Vuitton trainers on, or you know, a pair of Christian Dior's.
I don't give a fuck about that.
But what the point I'm making is, it's a look at me thing. They're
Yes.
often there with their tripods as well, filming a set where they're only half-arsing the effort because they want to get the perfect angle for Instagram. Look, and I know I film my training for Instagram for a very different reason, but I don't have a tripod. I've got a clip that just sits on the frame. But like they're training half-arsed. And it's all about look. It's the look at me generation, you know. It's how many likes can I get to feel valid. If I get 1,000 likes on this post, I feel validated. When I put up a post, I couldn't give a shit whether I get 1 like or 1,000,000 likes. I don't care. I'm putting it up to be educational. So it's different. And my daughter's like that. Dad, how many followers have you got? Dad, why have you got more followers than me? Dad, you're you know, like, I don't even know. Like how, Dad, that reel you put up the other day, how many views has it got? I don't know. Let's have a look now. Oh, I've got one with one unit. It's got like, recently, it's got something like 1.2 million views or something like that. And she was like, how have you done that? I'm like, well, I just pressed post. it just happened. Like, but you know, she's like blown away by it. She hates it. I mean, she hates the fact I'm a bodybuilder. Yeah, she calls me an embarrassment. But
Why?
I don't know. She just really hates it. Yeah, absolutely hates it.
You are not cool, Dad.
Yeah,
you should play Fortnite.
Yeah. Like I said to her, like when I competed a few weeks back, like my mum come to watch, Katie come to watch, I had a few friends, a few clients. I had a nice little group of people come to watch me compete. And I said to my daughter, do you want to come? Like, you can be with Nan and stuff. No, I'm not going to come and watch. Why would I want to come and watch you do that? You're embarrassing. I was like, all right. She went, it's not as if you're going to do well anyway. So then I FaceTimed her later on with my trophy. I was like, oh, I wasn't going to do well. Like,
I think it's probably because she's not into the bodybuilding,
no,
the
she's not
fitness
into
and
it.
stuff.
No, and I don't expect her to be. But it's not the fact she's not into it. She genuinely hates it.
Okay,
Yeah, which is weird.
that's weird. You know,
Yeah.
so I want to just kind of go back a bit on the
Yeah,
topic.
we massively digressed a bit there, haven't we?
Oh yeah. But that's what we do.
Yeah,
We just fucking talk what we got in on our minds.
Yeah.
You know, we went through the topics of kind of how important is it to stay fit while
Yeah.
you kind of getting older, right?
Yeah, massively, man.
Because like, you know, we are not fucking old, but we're getting older.
Yeah.
You can't argue on that.
Yeah, I
we're
feel
getting
old.
older.
Yeah.
And we talked about how important is it to stay fit, but also I think how important it is to keep your mind fit.
Yeah, mentally and physically. Yeah. Like, especially as you get older, when perhaps you're in retirement, you're not as busy, you've got a bit more free time. It's easy to let your mind stagnate because you're not stimulating. So and this is where some people go senile, get Alzheimer's and stuff. And this is why you see a lot of older people do like a Sudoku or a crossword or something, and but it's keeping their mind active. So I'm not mad at that. Or just even read a bloody book, just keep your mind going. Like,
No, like I used to be. I like to think I'm not anymore, but I used to be very. If you would speak to me or be around me in the last couple of years, you would say, "You act like fucking 70 years old."
yeah,
I didn't want to do anything apart work, coming back home, going to the gym.
Yeah.
That was the only fucking three things I used to do in my life. Until I just heard a sentence or a quote or however you want to call it. It was something along the line that some people die at 30, but they aren't buried until 75.
yeah, that's a good quote. I've heard that actually. It's strong and it's deep. It's deep.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
But so if you are in
Yeah.
this kind of stage in your life, you think like, what the fuck am I doing with my
Yeah.
life? And I used to be like, and when I heard that, I'm like, babe, we have to fucking do something.
Yeah.
From 1 second, the guy who just wanna fucking lay in bed, I'm like, we have to do something, babe. Are we going something? We should see something. We should travel somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I realized like, but the massive reason why that happened is because of my work. I've been fucking exhausted all constantly because I've been on the. We won't be talking about that. We talked about that
Yeah.
on the recent on the last episode. But I've been constantly fucking exhausted. I didn't want to do anything, and I became like fucking old man mentally. Physically, maybe not because I'm always trying to stay fit, but mentally, and it's very important to keep reminding yourself that mentally, you should keep your mental state intact as well as you go in physically.
Yeah.
Because it's very important. You can be a 30 years old and act like fucking 70 years old man. Like, man, we got a. Okay. My dad, okay, he's around 70 years old now. It's a shame I don't even know exact number, but he's around 70 years now, 70 years old. And he is a security on the biggest football games in our country. Okay,
Yeah.
he's 70 years old. Keep in mind, he's a security on the biggest football games, like Arsenal in here or
Yeah.
fucking something else. He is always on the section with hooligans
Yeah.
because that's his job. Okay, he's also traveling around on all these music concerts.
Yeah.
Recently, he bought a brand new car, he bought a brand new trailer and a kayak, and he decided he want to like kayaking around the whole fucking country, all
Yeah.
that stuff. He's 70 years old. Tell me how many of 70 years old men thinking about that?
Oh, very few.
Very
few. Yeah.
And I'm so impressed with him.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Like I'm like, you living your fucking life finally.
Do you know? And it's great that he's living, but also keeping fit. Like, and I don't know what the exact statistic is, but the amount of old people die from falling over, and it's not that they die from falling over. They fall over, they end up in hospital, and because they're so unfit, they just don't recover, and they die.
Okay.
So keeping fit, like building muscle. Again, you don't have to be a bodybuilder, but the more skeletal muscle you got around your musculoskeletal system, the stronger you're going to be. The better you can support yourself when you're older. So if you do fall over, you can get back up.
Okay.
You can hold yourself up and things like that. Whereas these old people fall over, they haven't trained, they haven't kept fit. They fall over and end up getting an injury, and they die from the injury in hospital. And it's quite a high statistic, like higher than you'd think, that they die from falling, which is insane.
I never heard that, to be
Yeah.
honest, but it's interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the older you get, I mean, the older you get, as you're getting older, maybe put it this way, you should look after yourself mentally,
Yeah.
physically. Like this is what he told me. Like he's on the retirement already for like 7 years, I think,
Yeah.
but he's not retired yet.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to keep working. I'm like,
Keep
why?
busy.
Why? You
Oh,
don't have
yeah.
to. And he told me like, Peter, the moment I stopped working, I will die.
Yeah.
I will die, or I will
Yeah.
get fucking mental.
Yeah. Do you know, it's funny. My mum is 73. Well, she'll be 74 in January. So she's coming up 74. And she's, I wouldn't say my mum's in bad health, but since she retired, my mum retired with arthritis. She had to retire. Years of doing a relatively physical job, and she had to have her hips replaced and stuff, so she was forced to retire. But since then, her health has got gradually worse to an extent. Like it's not. I mean, my mum's bloody strong as an ox, and you know
She used to be a military.
yeah, she was
right?
in the military, and then when she came out of the military, she went into childcare. She had her own little childcare business. But you know, constantly having a child on your hip and carrying kids, it's physically strenuous. And,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
and I don't think people realise how strenuous it is. You know. But my mum's a machine. She still carries on and lives, and you know, she lives in a nice sized house in London. She still cleans all the house and looks after it, and looks after my sister and my nephew, and you know, so
Let's hope
yeah. But
we got their genes.
yeah, yeah, but she's still, and my mum's the same as me, and I think that's why I would never be able to give up working, because she's always been a hard worker. But you know, and as you get older, you get a few physical, you know, she's got a few health issues here and there, but that just comes naturally with age. Do you know what I mean? But by and large, you wouldn't look at her and go, she's a 73-year-old woman. Like, she's doing all right. So yeah, she bless her.
I think that's the good reason for us to
Yeah,
keep working out.
Yeah.
At least try. You have no clue. You might die tomorrow, okay? But you at least have to try to stay fit, to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's the only way we can fucking live. Like, we have to try at least.
yeah, try it. Yeah, that's all you got. Just try. Yeah, try to stay alive. Yeah, put a bit of effort into staying alive. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least try, mate.
Yeah,
At least try.
Just wake up in the morning and try not to die.
That's why, you know what, I like this year, not last year. This year I decided to, you know, everyone got a different way to try to stay alive and stay fit, right?
Yeah.
For me, like this year, I started on camping, going for a camping,
Bloody love camping.
traveling around the UK and start seeing things and traveling and camping and hiking and going for a massive fucking long walks with my 7-year-old boy.
Yeah.
We climbing mountains. with
Yeah,
him.
I love that. Yeah, you went up to the Peak District recently,
Yeah,
didn't you?
Peak
And
District,
out
yeah.
to Snowdon as well.
Yeah, climb up the hill, climb down the hill, you know, like
Yeah.
just to, you know, people gonna have different approaches to that. They will do different things, but for me, that's what keep me active. Apart the gym, obviously, because
Yeah.
gym is a gym. But also, like, if you are only sticking to the gym, like,
Yeah.
it's become your part of your life,
Yeah.
and then you start looking for something else,
Yeah.
something that's gonna keep you like, keep resetting your mind, and
Yeah.
like, oh, I can do something else. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, I agree. Do you know what, funny enough, me and Katie often have these conversations. Like, we'd love to buy a camper van, you know, like the Volkswagen Transporters, like you see around
Yes.
Cornwall and stuff. But also, we keep threatening to buy a tent and go camping. I love camping. It's not something Katie's ever done, but she wants to, you know, we'd start somewhere relatively close just in case she didn't like it and we had to pack up and go and get a hotel. But, but no, I think she would once we were there. But half the time, obviously, you know, I drive an Audi TT. I'm not going to fit a load of camping gear in the back of a TT.
No, but
But we. And now I'm gonna get sting. Oh, you drive a hairdresser's car. I'm gonna get absolutely fucking ripped tonight. But yeah, but we keep saying we're gonna get a tent, and maybe next year's the year, because obviously having started a new business this year and so on, you know, I'm not made of money, so our usual 5-star holidays that I used to have in the old career aren't gonna happen this year. So maybe we'll go camping.
Do it, man. Do it, man.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love it. Like I used to, up until COVID, well, even right up until I met Katie, really, like 5 years ago, we, me and the lads would have camping weekends. We'd go down to Dorset or whatever, and just have a couple of days, and cook sausages and bacon on the barbecue, and go for long 20-mile hikes and stuff. Yeah, it was wicked. So I do want to get, because I genuinely love it. So I want to get Katie into it, and then eventually we will buy our transporter and drive around in that. But
I'm lucky
yeah,
enough to have a van, so we can
yeah,
pack up
yeah.
everything.
That's what I mean. You've got the van, yeah.
I'm how you call it? Cataclysm proofed.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably I can just literally just jump in my, something happens, I can jump in my van and I can live in the fucking woods. I got everything in there.
Job done. Yeah,
It's fucking crazy. Like
that sounds like a dream for me.
this year, for the first camping day was the 1st of May, I believe.
Yeah.
It was fucking freezing on the
Yeah,
night,
that's
over
the thing
the night.
at night. Yeah, you've got to go. In this country, camping is a summer event.
Is it?
Well, if you're with your kids and your wife and stuff, I would. If you said to me now, Ed, let's go camping, I'm in. Make a fire, get warm, get in a good sleeping bag. Happily, it wouldn't bother me. But if you're going with the family, it's a summer event.
Yeah, it was. It was cold. I have to say, it was fucking
Yeah,
cold.
yeah.
Well, you wake up and you just, oh fuck me, that's freezing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it wasn't as cold when you fell asleep, but when you wake up, like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's the morning.
I have to get out.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
When you get out, it's freezing cold,
be
and you
with
have to make a
nature,
fire, start putting your coffee on. I
love that shit.
Love it. For me, it's kind of a, I don't want to say successful life, but I probably could see myself living off grid,
It's a fulfilled life.
fulfilled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
think
say.
it's the
Yeah,
word,
that's
yeah.
that's probably a good
Yeah.
word to use. It's
Yeah.
fulfilled life, like living off grid. I think that's what I. That is one of the points where if I would do that, probably I would be like, I can stay in the UK for my whole life.
I'd happily. Do you know what I'd love, right? Is to have not a farm, what do they call it, a small holding, where you have a plot of land and you have your house and you grow your own vegetables. You've got a couple of animals like a pig and a sheep and a cow, so you get your milk
And the chickens, so you can get eggs.
Yeah, so you get your eggs and your pig and your lamb or whatever you raise to send off to slaughter, and then you get a couple more. Like just a little plot of land. I'd happily do that, and then obviously still have my business. Like that's one of the reasons I left London, because I wanted to be rural.
And then you realize Bedford isn't rural at all.
But I don't live in Bedford.
Yeah.
So,
I'm living off.
yeah.
I'm living off grid.
Yeah, I'm slightly outside, but I live in Bedfordshire. But
Well,
yeah,
when we talk about that, very deep, important question. What success mean for you?
health and happiness.
Into what?
So, a lot of people will deem success as financial, right? So, for me, as a human, I'm happy. I'm happy to have a beautiful partner. I have 2 beautiful children. They're, one of them has a couple of health issues, which I won't go into in this because it is, it's a very private matter. But, by and large, she's the happiest kid on this planet, and that makes me happy. Seeing my wife, my fiance smile makes me happy. Having freedom, which I have. Like, if I want to wake up in the morning and think I'm not coming to open my shop tomorrow, I don't have to. Actually, I do, because I won't be able to pay my bills. But you know what I mean? The point I'm making is I have freedom, and I think that I'm happy and I'm free. Therefore, I'm successful. I don't think people that judge success purely off numbers in the bank are normally not that happy. It's a nice metric to have, don't get me wrong. Like, who doesn't want to have a few quid in the bank? But I don't think, and back to, we spoke about it on episode 1 where I was on that TV show and I swapped the lives, and I was with, we were in a house, in this mansion house with all this expendable money. I was so fucking stressed that week that I wasn't, if anything, the money made me more miserable. And because there was so much pressure to live this high lavish life for the week, and it isn't me. you know, I like nice things. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it wasn't me. Yeah, I learned that week money doesn't buy me happiness. So therefore, if I'm not happy, I'm not successful. Because why live miserable? Do you know what I mean? I know there's people who go, well, I'd rather be miserable in a Ferrari than a Fiesta. No, like, I just recently watched, funny, I don't know if it was Bugsy Malone on the Chris Williamson podcast. And he was saying that he'd hit a level of success when he had eventually bought a Lamborghini. And he thought that when he got there, he'd feel like a new man. And he drove the Lamborghini out the showroom. And granted, yes, he's like, fucking hell, I'm in a Lamborghini. He said, but he's expected this feeling of, I've made it. And he was like, well, I felt no different. I was just in a slightly nicer car. You know, he said the buzz of the noise and the comfort. He said 10 minutes later, it felt no different. Do you know what I mean? It's like so I think the point I'm making is that you're financially successful, but is your life an overall success? If you're not happy and healthy, no. Like, so many celebrities take their lives because of the amount of stress they're under. So therefore, would you argue they were successful? Do you know, does that make sense? I know that
Yeah.
might be a bit of a deep conversation.
No,
but
that does make
and I may not be
sense.
wording it right, like, but yeah, for me personally, my idea of success, and everyone's going to have a different definition of it, and good for you. But my idea is to have freedom, happiness, and health, and that will look different for everyone on the planet, you know. So
I'm gonna go back a bit
Yeah.
and just touch on Bugs Malone. I think the message is right. Message is correct.
yeah,
The problem is, not many people will receive that message.
no,
Why?
they won't. No,
Because the guy who said that, he's successful.
He's done it,
He's
yeah.
rich. He's done it. For a person who cannot fucking pay bills in this month, it will be very difficult
yes,
to understand, like, money won't bring you happiness.
But some of the poorest people I know are also some of the happiest people I know. So, would you argue that they're not successful just because they haven't had a financial success? Because I also know some very wealthy people who are very miserable, and they look at the poorer people and go, I wish I had that happiness. Do you know what I mean? So people always wish for something they haven't got, I think. So there are different versions of success. Back to the point I made a minute ago, everyone's version of success will look different because we all have different goals and aspirations in life. So I don't think you can define it like, let it down and go, this is what success looks like, because everyone's version is different.
When you said about money and the distinction between money and miserable, connection between money and being miserable, it's funny enough. I got some I got some statistic on that.
Oh, Pete the
Because
fact.
there was a study done pretty
Yeah.
recently on, they ranked the countries, the most miserable countries.
Yeah.
Funny enough, UK was on the second place of people being miserable.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying about that is, I was trying to see if there is any connection between income and level of miserability. Can you say that?
Well, I don't know. We're going to say it now.
Of being miserable.
Yeah, being miserable.
I invented a new word probably.
Yeah.
And you know
what?
what?
We'll roll with it. Miserability.
Miserability.
I like it.
It's a bit of affordability. Anyway, most miserable countries. First place is Uzbekistan. Second one is United Kingdom. It's not my words. That was a study. Third one is South Africa. Fourth one is Brazil, Australia, Egypt, Ireland. Why I'm saying that is, you can clearly see there's no connection between income and the level of being miserable.
No.
Because if people in Australia is on sixth place, and there are places like Yemen where people are kind of happy, if you follow this statistic, and the happiest countries are Dominican Republic, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, Panama, Malaysia, Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you can clearly see, following this ranking, there is clearly no connection between being miserable and being and level of income, let's say.
No.
You can argue like
Yeah.
people in the UK when you take income, people make good money compared to Uzbekistan or Egypt, right?
But then you could argue in those countries things that would be relatively cheaper. So a lot of income is relative to pricing. However, yes, we're going to be more affluent in this country than some of those slightly less fortunate countries. But yeah,
There is one thing I can definitely say from my own experience. I used to be miserable like fuck in the last years, but there was explanation for it. I've been chasing money. I literally been fucking on the road. I've been fucking trying to do everything I can to make money, and that's why you got people who are miserable and living in the UK, because everyone is fucking chasing money.
yeah,
And if you're gonna chase money and you don't have any specific like a skill, or let's say you're not in the high income job, for example, and you will try to make this money up, you're gonna work your ass off on every single fucking day. You're gonna do overtimes, you're gonna work on the weekends, you're gonna try to make money. How you can be not miserable if you don't have life?
Yeah.
All you have is a work. In your work you got a bit of a life.
yeah,
It shouldn't be like that. It should be completely opposite. You should have your life, and in your life, you got a
Yeah.
part of your life is a job.
Yeah.
And then, like, I can say that now. I stopped working 12 hours a day. I'm not working weekends. I got normal job. My life is way better off now.
yeah. And they say you should work to be able to live as opposed to live to work. And yeah, no, I agree. Like, I've been there when I've been chasing the pound coin. When I worked in property, my whole goal was to be a director and have this big 6-figure salary. When I made it to that, I didn't feel any different, and hence having a conversation with Katie saying I'm going to quit my job and open a shop, because my passion is health and fitness. So why not? Coaching was always my side hustle, if that's what you want to call it. Now coaching and owning my supplement shop is my career, but because I love it, we said, you never work a day in your life if you love what you do, or the tools in your hands become lighter, whatever saying you want to use. And I'm happier. I earn a fraction of what I earn in property, literally a fraction, but I'm happier than I've ever been. So therefore, successful.
Can you see the pattern here? We got 3 episodes so far of this podcast,
Yeah.
and I believe we talked about this topic on every single one
Yeah.
of them. Why? Because the message is very important, at least for us, and from our own experience, we can say money can bring you kind of safety net, yes, for
Yeah, it'll
sure.
bring you a level of comfort and
Comfort,
security. Yeah.
But if all you do is chasing money,
Yeah.
that won't give you happiness.
No. Just, something my mum always used to say to me is do what you love and love what you do, right? And then everything else will just fall in place around it. And, and I'm fortunate enough that now I'm able to do that. And you know what, it's funny, people assume because I own my own business that I must be rich. It couldn't be further than the truth. Like, every penny I earn from my business goes back into the business and able to grow it and make it a bit more successful. And I work hours, when the shop's shut, I'm still working. I'm making orders, I'm doing accounts, I'm planning my social media in order to promote and market my business. And I've got coaching clients messaging me up until 10, 11, 12 at night. Recently, my mobile went off the other day at 3 a.m, and it was someone asking me if I had a certain flavour of protein in stock. Genuinely, I'm like, are you mental? Like, I didn't acknowledge it. So I thought, it woke me up, and I saw it, and I thought, I know what I'm going to do. So when I woke up at 4:30 in to go to the gym, I messaged them back just to wake them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they never come in and bought it, fuckers. But yeah, it's like, the point is, I never stop working. But because I love my job now, it doesn't bother me. When I was in property and I'd get a call out at night and they'd say, oh, one of the buildings you manage has had a total flood. The pipes exploded on the top floor of a block in London, a luxury apartment block, and it's flooded down 11 floors. And I've got to turn up and house all these people and put them in hotels and stuff. I hated it, But now, if my phone goes off, I'm like, oh, it's my business. So I don't mind.
Going back on the connection between work and miserability
Miserability.
or happiness, but
Misery is the word you're looking for.
miserability. It's the new word I invented is gonna be in the
we're gonna
Wikipedia
go.
very soon.
Yeah. Soon coming to Oxford Dictionary near you soon. Yeah.
I had very interesting experience recently when I joined this new place. The guys who've been there for a while now, they've been asked to work on over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And they said, yeah, not a problem, we're gonna work. And later on, I had a chat with them on Monday, after the weekend. And we had a chat, and they kind of moan about, oh, I'm so fucking tired, I've been working whole weekend, and I'm like, and I asked them, why?
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, just don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, if you work, you get this money. If you won't work this Saturday and Sunday, would you die? No. Would you still be able to pay your bills? Probably yes. What are you going to use this money for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to buy this and that. So don't fucking cry.
Yeah.
Don't moan about you've been doing this extra hours. Yeah, it's hard. Yes, I won't take that away from you. But that was your choice because you want to buy stupid shit. Okay? Trust me. Like, I'm so honestly, I will tell you something. I'm at the point in my life when I've been so stressed about money for so fucking long that I'm not even checking my bank account until I will get a message, there's no money in your bank account, or we couldn't pay this bill, or you didn't have enough money for this direct debit. Hopefully it won't come to me. But I'm at this point when I'm like, I'm been so fed up with chasing money and checking my bank account constantly that I'm at this point like, if I can pay my bills, if I can buy food, if my family is happy, I don't need to know how much money I've got.
Yeah.
I'm at this point, and it might be weird, but anyway, going back to this, going back to this ranking. Do you think that's true? That actually UK is as miserable?
Yeah, look, English people are notoriously miserable, innit? That's part of the description, we moan. That's what English people do.
That's what we do on this podcast for sure.
Yeah, but in general, English people are a bunch of moaners. I think.
But
Do you know, it's funny.
being after like Egypt, Iraq, and Yemen. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to either of those countries, so I couldn't. It's hard to comment, but it's funny because a lot of people live in hindsight, and what I mean by that is you look at your life now, and you will always find something negative to moan at, and then you look back at the past years and go, "Oh, it was good back then," because you've had time to reflect on it. So in 10 years' time, you might look back at your life now and go, "Weren't it good?" But we'll wake up every day now and moan. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's just in English people's nature to moan. But they don't necessarily mean it. So...
I got a good take on that,
Go on.
which I've seen in Modern Wisdom, actually. I think Chris was talking with, is he Tom Ferris?
yeah.
Who wrote a 4-hour weekday?
Yeah,
Something like that. Probably I mixed up everything now. But anyway,
No, I
so
know
they
who you
had a
mean,
chat,
yeah.
and he said that, you know what, I've been on a vacation with my wife, and I said something along the line of, you know what, now we got kids, we have to wake up early, Do you remember like 10 years ago when we didn't have kids, when we could wake up at any time we want? that was the good times. And the wife told him, what the fuck you talking about? You've been the most miserable as you ever been. You never knew about, you were so insecure about the money. You never knew if we will be able to pay the bills.
Yeah.
You didn't know if your podcast will take off. You never know if your book will sell. You were the most miserable. And now when you look back, you say, that was the golden times.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. And probably in the next 10 years, you're gonna say about exactly
Yeah, yeah.
same about this. So when we look back, because we don't, it doesn't actually affect us right now.
Yeah.
I think that's why we used to say like, oh, it was a
and you've
golden
had a bit of
times.
time to reflect on it as well and realise actually it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, kind of thing. But when you're in the moment, it's easy to stress out about it. I tend not. Do you know what? Funny, it's another thing that's something my mum always used to say to me, and this is why I'm never really miserable, is because she used to say, if something can be changed, why worry? Because if you can change it, why are you worrying about it? And then equally, she said, if something can't change, there's nothing you can do about it. Why worry? Because you can't change it anyway. What's worry going to do? Worry's not going to change it if it can't be changed. And if it can be changed, why are you going to worry? Because you can change it. So the point is, why stress and worry about stuff? And ever since she said that to me, and it's always sat with me in my mind, I've literally don't, like Katie will tell you, she says, Ed's so laid back, because I don't care. Like, I could have a bill tomorrow for 10 grand that's due. I'm not going to stress about it, because eventually, even if I haven't got that money tomorrow, I'm going to get the money and then I'll pay it at some point, you know.
It is so true what your mom said, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm not a miserable person, but I think, yeah, a lot of English people are. You know, they'll moan about whatever they moan, you know, current affairs, immigration, taxes, politics, whatever it is. English people will always moan about something. And you know, we have a moan. We always moan.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes it's just a bit of banter more than anything. Like, I couldn't really give a shit about most things, to be fair. If it doesn't affect me directly, I couldn't give a shit normally. But yeah.
I think what your mom said, that was definitely correct, definitely true, but also so hard to follow
Of course it is, yeah, for the majority of people. And I think
for me.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like I'm not saying that I'm worried about everything, and if you cannot change it, what is the point of worrying? That is very true, and I'm trying to implement that in my
Yeah,
life
yeah.
for sure, because I'm just naturally like, I'm so worried like about
Yeah.
everything, and I'm trying to implement that. If we worry the most about things that won't even fucking happen in our lives. We just predict that this shit will happen. That's why we start worrying now.
yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely gonna do this, so this happened, and then I'm fucking gonna die. And we start worrying. Even the fucking first step of this whole story never fucking happens in our lives. And it's like, and I'm built like that. So that is
Yeah.
one of my things that in the last couple of years I'm trying to change in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably I can say, and just try to slowly implement the rules of, you can change it, and it's never fucking happened yet.
Yeah.
So why the fuck you worry?
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
that's how I've lived most of my life, to be fair. And like, it's funny because on the other hand, Katie is an absolute worrier, and she panics and stresses about everything, and that's probably why we work, because she stresses and I don't. And it's funny because her dad is a worrier, and her mum was more like me. So it's funny how, you know, and my mum and dad were both quite chilled, to be fair. They're both they never really cared. Not they never cared. They never worried about anything, like fix it when it can be fixed, kind of thing. And until then, don't panic about it, because there's nothing you can do about it in the moment. So, and I think because I was raised like that, I'm the same. Like, that's probably why I'm a bit of a risk taker, because I don't worry. So I'm happy just to take it. Like, a lot of people won't take a risk because they worry about what the outcome would be. I'm like, well, I'll take the risk and then I'll deal with the outcome when it comes, kind of thing. So
I gotcha. This is kind of my. Should we just actually talk about 2026 plans or resolution? Will we have another podcast before the new year?
well, we'll try and get one in if we can.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think there
We
is
can
time,
we can
yeah.
probably leave this topic because we can talk about the resolution and
But even if we don't do one before 2026, we'll do one early 26. So
yeah, so we
either
can
way,
still
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting you want to talk about?
In terms of like general life,
Anything?
well, to be fair, I mean, you're the news guy. I don't really watch the news.
No, I don't think
and-
we should mix up
Yeah.
kind of this style which we've done the
Yeah.
last two episodes
Yeah.
into this one. I think this episode was
This is more
kind
about
of
just life in general.
yeah, more deeper, more like
Yeah,
about our
and-
lives and the
yeah,
meaning of life kind of thing.
Yeah, and what motivates you and stuff like that. Like, what motivates you to get up in the morning? For me, what motivates me is just to keep moving and living the way I'm living, ultimately.
Day to day.
Yeah, like, I just think, in terms of anything more to talk about, I don't think I have anything more on this subject, in fairness. Most of my day is spent talking about bodybuilding and fitness, But yeah, like it's just to wish. Look, first of all, actually, what I want to do is wish everyone a very Merry Christmas because we won't do one before Christmas. So whether you celebrate it or not, have a fantastic Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Remember, Christmas Day, calories do not count. Eat everything in sight, please, and enjoy yourself. But yeah, I think we can probably wrap it up there. To be fair.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was a very productive podcast, to be honest. Like we talked about, it was a different style for sure. I would say.
Yeah.
It was a bit different topics we touched upon, but I think it was important as well, especially like before Christmas.
Yeah, like enjoy. Don't try not to worry. And look, I know some people are alone at Christmas. Please don't be. I know if I've got any friends or family that are alone, come with me. Like, do you know what? I'll cook you a turkey. I can't afford it. We might have to go and steal it, but and then we'll worry about it afterwards.
At chasing turkey on some fucking farm. I can imagine that.
It's like that. Do you remember in one of the Rocky films where
when
he's
he was
running around trying to
chicken.
catch the chicken? Yeah. But yeah, genuinely, look, there's room for everyone. There's always so don't be alone. But yeah, have a very Merry Christmas, everyone, and from me and from Pete.
Yeah.
And have a happy New Year. Well, hopefully we'll see you before the New Year on the podcast, or you'll see us because we can't see you. Yeah.
Stay tuned, and obviously, as we said at the beginning of the podcast, if you did like the episode or you didn't like, put the likes up.
Yeah, and if there's anything again you want us to talk about, or just subjects you want us to touch on, or have a moan about, write it in the comments because we genuinely do read them.
Yeah.
And and we will, or message us on our own Instagrams, Lifestyle by Pete, and for me it's vision_nutrition_coaching_pro.
An underscore.
Yeah, or my shop, just Vision Nutrition Bedford. Message either of those, and we will get back to you.
Yeah.
And we will use some of the subjects definitely.
We will see you very soon. Stay tuned, and thank you very much for your time.
Big love.